Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the College Hockey South YouTube channel from the Huntsville Ice Sports Center here in Huntsville, Alabama for College Hockey South Salute to Service, our tribute to the troops as we give gratitude for all the great men and women who have served this country, past and present. It is the 2025 Veterans Cup, the 5th annual Veterans Cup, the first semifinal between the Alabama Frozen Tide and the Kennesaw State Owls. We just had the reading of the starting lineups. For Kennesaw State at forward, Camden Shutt, John Ronson, and Chris Scott. On defense, Ty Johnston, Nolan Porcello, and in net, Nikolai Dunn, who had the start last night in Kennesaw State's 9-2 loss to Georgia. Puck sent in deep by Kennesaw State. Bama in to retrieve it. Only 10 skaters available for the Tide tonight. Believe that may have something to do with the big football game. Not confirmed yet. As we get our first save of the night by Dunn on the shot from Kioskeren. It'll be an uphill climb for the Tide with only 10 skaters. Kennesaw State has nearly a full bench. In fact, they have a scratch tonight. Will Izernix, number 16, did not dress tonight. They've also had a couple of forwards that have not played yet this season as a shot's deflected out of play. And a little bit of a choppy start. Alabama, a little bit of a... It'll be interesting to see how this game plays out over the course of 60 minutes. With Alabama, the fresher team, having not played last night, but they have 10 skaters at their disposal, only 10, so maybe this levels the playing field a little bit. KSU playing a physical game against Georgia, an in-state rival. Haggett makes his first save of the game. Physical tie-up on the near side boards, and we're going to have a penalty here. Trailing official makes that one. And it's going to be a cross-check. So Alabama to the power play. Just over a minute of the game. Both teams outside of the top 16 of the initial Division III rankings. That shot stopped by Dunn. And it's the top 16 that'll make it to ACHA Nationals in St. Louis. Hanshaw along the far boards. He's going to take it behind the net. Give it to Kodor. And Kioskren's going to take it at the point. He makes a move and gives it back to Kodor. Back to Hanshaw in the corner. He's going to center it. But no one home, and Mason Foster will get the clear. Quarter of the penalty gone already for Will Costin. A freshman for Kennesaw State. A freshman. That is very interesting to see birth dates in the 2006 in college, folks. A little jarring for my brain. And speaking of jarring, there's Zach Groves on the far side delivering a check. Talked to former Alabama head coach Greg Dreveny about his team last year. He said one player to keep an eye out for is number 24, Zach Groves. He says he hits like a truck. Here comes Chris Scott, shorthanded. Now it looks like we're going to have a penalty on Alabama, and we're going to even things up here. Hanshaw's going to get it. And so a little bit of a choppy start. 17:45 to go here in the first period. We'll have 4-on-4 for 47 seconds, and then Kennesaw State will have a power play. Hanshaw gets it for interference. Kennesaw State rimmed around the backside of the net on 4-on-4. Physical play getting going early. Foster. He'll take the shot. Apologies, that was James Kravis, the captain. And now KSU will retreat and take it back. No icing on this player. Yes, there will be. Still 9 seconds to go. And Costin's cross-check. As we mentioned last night, Kennesaw State took a 9-2 loss to Georgia. A really ugly score. Things really came off the rails quickly in the second period. 1-1 after 20 minutes. And things just got away from the Owls. Nikolai Dunn, who had been quite solid for a good stretch of games there in October, has given up 7 goals in back-to-back games. KSU on the outside looking in of the Nationals picture. They're going to need him to step it up. He started every game except for one so far in this early season. And now with the Costin penalty over, Kennesaw State on the power play. It's Souza at the right point. He'll take a shot. It's blocked in front. Alabama will chip it in. And now KSU will try to get one more rush in here. 30 seconds to go on the Hanshaw interference minor. Rim around the backside of the net. Control in the far circle. Ty Johnston takes the shot. It hit his own man in front, John Rodson. And a backhand clear, which didn't get out. Souza will dump it in the far corner. Kioshkarin on the near side boards. He's going to take it for a skate. Try and do it himself. Unsuccessful. So that'll do it. And both teams unsuccessful on their first power play. This will be an icing play. Still getting settled in here for the 5th annual Veterans Cup. Our second game this evening, the College Hockey South Game of the Week. Middle Tennessee State, the #1 M3 ACHA team in the country, against Tennessee. In-state rivalry. And that should be a good one. Tennessee dropping their first meeting 9-0. That can't leave a good taste in the mouth of old Hockey Top. Expect an impassioned effort from them. Speaking of impassioned, here's Kotor. He takes a shot. It may have tipped off a Kioshkarin, but Dunn made the save. Very active early, Kioshkarin, the assistant captain. Hanshaw will rim it around to Kotor. He makes a move and is unable to get past the man Bradley Burton. Some shouldering in the near boards. Bama's able to keep in. Hanshaw, far side. Kotor with a chip shot that goes to the right of Dunn. Centering pass. Low slot. Kotor. Bama gets it set up. It looks like a power play right now, but it's not. Hanshaw gives it away to Burton. And Kennesaw State will take it. Bannister dumps it in so the Owls will get full sail changes. Bama will try to capitalize, but they're unable to. A big check in the neutral zone. Costin out of the box, but not any gun shy. Still playing aggressively is the Kennesaw State MO. They'll take penalties. They sure will. And the captain, James Kravis, is as guilty as anybody in this tournament of that. Kravis with 39 penalty minutes on the season. He had 6 last night against Georgia. And at times, he's a little bit of a turret. It throws off the rhythm of the offensive charge of Kennesaw State because he is such a skilled offensive player. He contributes quite a bit, and he's on their top line this evening. Shots are 6-1 in favor of Alabama at this point. Kioshkarin misses the hip check. Scott's centering pass was intercepted. Here comes Shutt. He couldn't handle it. Kodor had his pass deflected into the bench, and Coach Kyle Stevenson with a near miss there. With Veterans Day just around the corner, we do want to send a special thank you to all the men and women who have served our armed forces. Keep our country free. Zach Groves tries to swagger to the inside. He does, and a stop by Dunn. Kodor, who's had the puck an awful lot, takes a hit from Shutt, but keeps on. Hanshaw. A joust with Souza, and Souza comes up shaking his right hand. Looks at the officials, but there's no call. Comes right back to Souza. Hand looks okay to me. Turnover at the line by Souza. One of the 3 stars of Division III in October. A heck of a month for the senior defenseman. 9 assists in 4 games. Led all of College Hockey South. And a save there by Dunn. He flecks it out with the blocker. Here comes Pecora. He couldn't get it deep, and so the puck comes back out. Dominic O'Neill. He cuts back. Tries a centering pass, and that's knifed away by the Owl defense. O'Neill jousts with Souza. Pesky Alabama forecheck in the early going. The puck's flexed into the Alabama defensive zone. Pecora is after it. Puck comes back to the point. And shot right back around. Pecora. Kennesaw State wants to establish some offensive zone time, and they will. Burton keeps in at the right point. He'll flick it towards the net. Wide to the left of Haggett. Groves tried to block the shot, but tipped it. It went just wide. Effective shot block, as long as it doesn't hit the net. Get your stick in the way, why not? Burton back there. His pass misses his D partner. Groves gets it in. Kodor's rode off by Burton. He wants to atone for his turnover. Tight turn there, below the icing line. And Alvarez will settle it down. Back to Burton. Kioshkarin with a high flipper in the neutral zone. Officials will say that was played with a high stick. Nearly halfway through our first period here at the 2025 College Hockey South Veterans Cup. Special shout out to our camera person tonight, Mackenzie Culp. Very first time working the camera, but she's doing a spectacular job. As someone who has also worked the camera, she's doing definitely, I would say, hands down better than me. And definitely better than I'm doing commentary tonight. But I'm who you've got, unfortunately. So sit back and listen to me melt down here on the microphone. Anyways, here comes a shot that misses wide. Kioshkarin with a long flipper that Hanshaw tipped, so no icing. Dunn will flip it around, but O'Neill was there first. KSU nearly had a odd man break. And an odd man break here for Alabama. Hanshaw misses it. He had an open net. Dunn was swimming in the crease, but he makes a save there on Couture. Kioskrin with a flipper. Taken here by Ty Johnston. Ty Johnson with an assist last night on the second Kennesaw goal. At that point, it was already 8-1. It was inconsequential. The net comes off here as Dunn tried to push hard to his left. First time seeing these Alabama sweaters. Very interesting look. I don't know if I'm a fan of seeing Alabama wear black. I don't know if they have any particular meeting. Maybe I'll ask in the intermission. It's almost an exclusively Alabama staff here helping out with University of Alabama, I should specify. Helping out here at Vets Cup. Here's a shot, and Dunn says enough of Alabama. He's seen plenty of vulcanized rubber in the early goings here. Kravis. Back to Kravis. He couldn't get the shot on goal. He'll take a shot that's swallowed up by Haggett. The KSU crowd, KSU partisans, if you will, imploring their Owls to keep shooting. May not be a bad strategy when they have 4 shots on goal through the first 12 minutes of play. Face-off won by Alabama. Souza intercepts the high flipper. Scott will try a backhand pass that's in the feet of James Kravis. Excuse me, that was shut. Couture, who is on pace for roughly 45 minutes of ice time. A long time to be playing hockey, Leo Couture, but he's going to do it. Lives and breathes Alabama. You could tell Leo Couture, he's playing with all the passion in the world. As he takes a big hit from Alvarez. But he keeps on going. Knows no other way, Leo Couture. Kioskrin to Hanshaw. Rims it around, and Alvarez throwing his body around. Dumped back in by Kioskrin. Alvarez over to his partner, Souza, who can't handle it. But fortunately, it came out of the zone. And Alabama was forced to tag up. Alvarez will dump around to Burton. They try to play catch. It hit a stanchion and came to the low slot. Having a hard time getting out of their own zone right now, Kennesaw State. A couple of players sandwiched in a hit. But Alabama continues to possess the puck. Almost sense a little bit of frustration for Kennesaw State. Been a very lackadaisical performance. High shot, missed high and wide. Referees signal that's offside. Far left corner. Alabama with another high flipper that's intercepted by KSU. Bradley Burton, the defenseman, in deep. He takes a hit. Mason Foster, the senior, tries a centering pass. Burton still in deep. Hard tape-to-tape pass. And Alabama will send it in. Get full cell changes. Zach Groves takes a rough hit. That puck nearly hit the disco ball. We were taking side bets before the game if any pucks would hit the disco ball. And not quite. Had that been about 20 feet, maybe, to the left, the disco ball would have been in danger. Alabama won the faceoff, but quickly gave it up after. It was a one-time shot, didn't hit the net. Hanshaw is going to run into Johnson. He runs him over. Big collision. Starting to get a little physical now. Maybe that's the spark that KSU needs. Looks like they've been skating in mud to start this game. Porcello roughing up O'Neal on the far boards. And now Kioskren, another member of the Frozen Tide that's been playing copious minutes in this opening frame. Now a hard rim. Jeffrey Thomas. He'll try a backhand play through the middle, something you don't often advise, but it worked out for KSU. They clear. Pass to nowhere in particular. Here's a shot punched away by Haggett, who's been steady when called upon. Not called upon very often. Puck put out in the slot. Here's Kravis, takes a shot, soaked up by Haggett. So it'll be the top line that'll stay out there for Kennesaw State. And the ever-dangerous Christian Souza on the back end with Jonathan Scott, who has yet to register a point this year, but has 15 minutes in penalties. Gotta love that stat line. Brought in to rough things up, Jonathan Scott. Big senior from Cumming, Georgia. Kravis goes shouldering in for the puck. Souza steps up and keeps the play alive for KSU. Class ahead. Kravis with a good chip. Legault with a tight turn. He'll put it on net. Went off the side of the post and ricocheted out of play. Shots on goal starting to even it out. And maybe the physical play starting to pay dividends for Kennesaw State. They have a little bit more pep in the step. 3.5 to go. Groves wins the faceoff against Kravis. Bama with another high flipper, which they've been utilizing early and often in this first period. Tim Burr down there in the far right corner, and Legault will skate ahead. It's a 3-on-2 if they can capitalize. Costin with the shot off the blocker of Haggett, whose busyness has been increasing. With the top line out there, Costin with a backhand try. The stick of Haggett got in the way. Costin with another shot that missed wide. This top line getting the momentum going. Here's Souza. His shot blocked by Groves. Groves then releases. Can't get the puck though. Burton circles back and then gives it to Souza. Not a bad move. Burton will flip it in on Haggett, who can't control it. Then he gets the second chance rebound. Third chance rebound. And now a little bit of posturing. And we don't have microphones at ice level, but it does look like the players are exchanging glances a little bit more after these face-offs. A little bit of disdain setting in. Both teams like to play physical. Here's Hanshaw. Backside of the net. Hanshaw will give it off. And here's Dominic O'Neill. He'll center it to Kodor. Loose in the slot, still loose there. Chris Scott will clear. Kioshkarin flips it up. Three-man scrum there. Pops out to the center. Kodor will circle on back and give it to Kioshkarin. The 7-8 duo. That's not quite a meme. That looked like it was offside, but the officials didn't agree, or the linesmen didn't agree. O'Neill couldn't chip that puck in. He's run off by Porcello. Kotor with a pass to Kioshkarin. He's got a chance. He misses to the glove side. Then Hanshaw tried to jam it in. No avail. Dunn with a little bit of redemption in this period. Luke Haggett hasn't fared much better so far this year. 1-3 with a 4.22 goals against average and an .861 save percentage. Luke Haggett, the owner of the only win so far for Alabama, as he makes a save. Smothered the second chance opportunity, so Foster, who was poking around there, couldn't find any of that loose change. Left circle face-off. It's Foster in for KSU and Groves for Alabama. Won by Foster, but Burton can't keep it in. That was flipped in by Grayson Heckel. Burton, who has seen the puck on his stick a bunch in this early period. Here's Ty Johnston, who's got a man at the point is Pecora. His shot eaten up by the Alabama defender. Eats a cross check from Johnston. Pecora tries to chip it, but it's just a clear for Alabama's Heckel. Another hard clear. Very simple strategy employed here by Alabama, but considering they only have 10 skaters at their disposal, you can't really blame them. Pucks get in, pucks get out. And that's the end of one. Zero to zero. Battles of goalies. Shots 12-11 in favor of Alabama. As we'll trade ends, and we'll be back in roughly 15 minutes. This is College Hockey South's Veterans Cup 2025. Back in a few moments. Back here live for the second period in Huntsville, Alabama, the Huntsville Ice Sports Center for the first semifinal of the 2025 Veterans Cup, hosted by College Hockey South. The goaltenders ruled the day in period one. Luke Haggett stopping all 11 shots he faced. Nikolai Dunn, less than 24 hours after being pulled in a loss to Georgia, stopped all 12 directed his way. Both teams with a power play that did not cash in. As we're ready to go to drop the puck here in period two. Alabama in the black sweaters shooting on the net to the left. Kennesaw State in the white sweaters shooting on the net to the right. Drop of the puck and we're off here. Porcello and Johnston. Ronson in there first. Tries to sidestep a check from Kioshkarin, and Kodor on the near boards gives it up to Hanshaw. He possesses over the line. He delays just enough that it's offside. But the late offside, so the Frozen Tide tag up. Here's Chris Scott, senior sniper. Rims it back around. Ronson will chase. Hanshaw's on it first. Reverses to Kioshkarin. Pinned along the boards by Shutt. Bronson tried to get it to Scott, who eats a cross check there from Kotor. Puck comes to the middle. Dominic O'Neill through the neutral zone. He cuts into the left. Back to Leo Kodor, snaps it over the blocker's side of Dunn. Hanshaw takes an elbow up high. No call coming there. There was a little bit of rough stuff, I would say, in between whistles. In the mid part of that period, physicality kind of dipped. See if that picks up as we get deeper in this game. Ronson can't possess. And that was Grayson Heckel who got tripped down. No call forthcoming. Ronson and Heckel battle once again. Ronson will get it. Porcello had it taken away by Grayson Heckel. Good shift from the crafty winger. Nolan Porcello with a cross check in the back. No call there. Ooh, big hit there. Glenke. Class will step into it. He fanned on the one-timer. Comes to the near boards to Groves, who takes a check from Pecora. Richie Glenke gets it down deep, but it's cut off there by Bradley Burton, who will rim it all the way down and out. Sam Glass on it with Pecora. We're going to have a trip coming up here on Alabama. Well, the call is a slash on Sam Glass. So, Kennesaw State will head to the power play here. One unsuccessful attempt for the Owls in this game tonight. The unit that Coach Kyle Stevenson sends over the boards: Kravis, Legault, Souza. Having a hard time seeing these numbers from this vantage point. Costin and a right-handed skater. Turn around, sir, please. Camden Shutt, that's the five-man unit. Legault flying up the left wing side. He couldn't possess it, though. Kioshkarin sends it all the way to the opposing blue line. And here comes Groves, who could have a shorthanded break. He takes a shoulder from Shutt. Kioshkarin flying in. His shot blocked. And then a chance from Leo Kodor that was chipped wide. Dangerous chances that don't reach the net for Alabama. Camden Shutt gets it to Costin, who tries to settle it down for KSU. Right point, Will Costin. Rees Legault had a goal last night on the power play. A shot hit the crossbar. Haggett did not see that in the slightest. Souza at the left point. The quarterback on his power play. He missed wide. Shutt standing right in front, taking the eyes away from the goaltender. Here's Costin. Shot pad stop. You could hear the clang of the pad. Here's Kravis into the breadbasket of Haggett. Minute 16 gone on the penalty to Sam Glass. The slash. $16:10 to go in the second period. Second unit out there for KSU, as Dunn will stop it behind the net. Chris Scott will retrieve with Hanshaw on him. He reverses to Burton. Bradley Burton, centering pass to Chris Scott. He'll possess in. He'll get it controlled to Burton at the right point. There's Ashton Nolte. Burton feathered a pass through, but Mason Foster couldn't get it to the net. Nolte does, and the shot stopped by Haggett. Puck is sticking to him tonight, as he's made 15 saves now. Shot clock continues to tick up. Looks like we've fixed our camera issues now, folks. We apologize for that. Veterans Cup 2025, we want to get it to you in as fine a quality as possible. And we're making sure of that here tonight. 2 goals in back-to-back shifts for Reese Legault, if you're just joining us, has made it 2-0 Kennesaw State. As the Owls are turning it on in the first half of the second period. The Tide need to dig deep. Here comes Groves. He'll get a pass through. And a chip on back. Glenke, the 20s line out there, working together. Glenke, Heckel, and Groves. HGH. No, that's GHG. Nevertheless, big hit. Ashton Nolte. And it looks like that's Landon Class shaken up. And he's going to be okay, but looked like he had the wind taken out of him a little bit on that jarring check from Ashton Nolte, one of the assistant captains for Kennesaw State. Near circle face-off, won by Alabama. Taking now Dominic O'Neill ahead to Thomas Hanshaw. He'll go on the right wing side, working around Alvarez. He pushes it on Dunn, who calmly steers it aside. A pass tries to go through the middle. That's not going to work for KSU. It's dumped right back in. Alvarez battling with Hanshaw. KSU retrieves and will take it further. Here comes the other Nolte, who calls for a penalty, and he's going to get it here. It's going to be a hooking call. Dominic O'Neill. KSU will go on the power play. Already up a pair. For their first 2, the Owls on the power play. Here's Costin, far point. Now back to the right point. And a one-timer that ricocheted off the post. Haggett, it was a changeup, and he pawed at it and missed it. Haggett, it goes off his back and in. Power play goal, Kennesaw State. Costin took the shot. 3-0 KSU. The officials discussing it right now. And it will be a good goal and one on the power play. They finally cash in 1 for 3 tonight. A little bit of a mirror image of what happened to Kennesaw State last night when they saw the game slip away from them in the second period with a barrage by the Georgia Ice Dogs. They have put a thorough beating on Alabama here in the early goings here in the second period. Kravis hit from behind, and here comes another hit, and this one will be penalized. The retaliatory play. Looks like we have a player shaken up. Don't know who it is. No, we don't. Well, James Kravis doing a little play acting, but William Costin protecting his teammate takes his second penalty of the night. It'll be a boarding call, and Alabama will go to the power play, trailing 3-0. Nearing the midway point of our first semifinal game of the night. Kioskrin quarterbacking this power play. Punched away by Dunn, the long shot from Kioskrin. And Kennesaw State will get the clear on the far boards. Now officially, the third KSU goal has been given to Reese Legault, which would give him the hat trick. 3 goals in the span of about 5 minutes. And a young man that's having a terrific season for the Owls. Groves coming in. Puck still loose in front of Dunn. Sparred for in the near boards. Kioskrin will try to flip it back, but a KSU man is there, and he'll clear it down. About halfway through the cost and boarding penalty. Freshman season for Reese Legault. That's his 10th goal. A couple of really talented freshmen for the Owls. To go along with some seniors that produce at a high rate, to have some freshmen promise as well. Meanwhile, the Alabama power play hasn't yielded too many dangerous chances. The centering pass to no one in particular. Bronson will try and clear out, and he will. Misconnecting passes in their own zone. Discombobulated Alabama team, and another unsuccessful power play for the Frozen Tide. Back to even strength. Costin out of the box. Groves cuts in. He'll center it off of Dunn. And now flying up the right side is Costin out of the box. O'Neal sticking him. Far side pass to Porcello. He couldn't handle it. He'll dump it into that corner where Nolte was, but we're going to get an icing out of this as Sam Glass cleared it all the way. Apologies for some delayed reactions on some of these numbers. We're not on the Alabama roster that I have seen in any previous game. Having a little bit of trouble getting those names, but we're working on it, folks. We're all in this together, including our camera person here, who's doing a great job her first time on the camera. Face-off won by Alabama. But this game started with 10 minutes of sustained Alabama pressure, heavy forecheck, and it looks like maybe the short bench, the effect of that is starting to set in on the Frozen Tide. KSU has worn them down, and now it looks like the Frozen Tide who are skating through mud. The Owls possess. Here's a shot off the left shoulder of Haggett. Hanshaw in the left corner. He tries to center it, but it was knifed away. And the Owls will try to escape. Puck deflected off of the skate of David Bannister. And now the officials confer and decide that the puck did go off the skate of David Bannister. The original call was an icing. The Kennesaw State bench protested, and now they've redecided on that. So the faceoff will come at center. take you around the conference here a little bit. Some scores on Friday night. Division II FAU getting a win over Florida, 6-3. Big win for another set of Owls there. Jackson Neuendijk with a hat trick. Tampa Division III with a 15-4 win over the Division III FAU squad. But coming off of a sweep to a rival, Tampa bouncing back with a huge 11-goal win, 15 goals against Florida Atlantic, and that squad has really, really struggled. Also in Division III, Embry-Riddle, this play will be offside, delayed offside. Costin will circle back out. Embry-Riddle getting a huge win over UCF. UCF, the last CHS team in the current field of 16 in the initial M3 rankings. Embry-Riddle just on the outside looking in, and that is a huge win for them. Kravis with a backhand attempt that's deflected into the netting. 5:36 to go here in the second. Special shout out to St. Leo University getting their first win of the season over Georgia Southern, 9-8. Had some lopsided scores posted by St. Leo, not go in their favor, so nice to see them get their first win of the season. Elsewhere, the Division II Tampa Spartans getting a win, 6-2 over Fairfield, a team they beat in pool play at AAU Nationals a season ago. Get back to their winning ways, the Tampa Spartans. Their trip through Connecticut, they will play Quinnipiac tonight and then head back south. An early score from today's game, the Battle for Jacks at VyStar Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Florida taking down Florida State in a rematch of our game of the week from 2 weeks ago. Was a phenomenal game, finishing 5-3 in favor of Florida State. They parlayed that into a Battle at the Beach championship. Florida getting their revenge with a 3-1 win over their rival, Florida State. A little bit of the scores from out of town, but we're here. We're in Huntsville. We're celebrating the Veterans Cup, and here comes Hanshaw on a breakaway. He will cut to the net. Big left pad save by Dunn. He makes a second save and a third. Nikolai Dunn with a redemption game after being pulled last night. He stopped all 19 shots thrown his way. Puck deflected into the bench. 4.5 to go in this second period that's been owned by Kennesaw State. You think maybe if Alabama can get a goal in the closing stages here in the second, maybe they could start to fuel a comeback, channel some momentum. They might need a second wind with the short bench that they have. They just need something good to happen, it seems, because right now this game is being controlled by the Owls. Tipped in by Nolte, Aiden Nolte, or Ashton Nolte, I should say. Important to note, pair of brothers, the Nolte brothers. Foster will get it ahead to Ashton Nolte. He spars in the left corner. The rough and tumble winger was ejected in the contest with Georgia last night. Well, not ejected, but received a 10-minute misconduct with about 4 minutes to go. That play won't go for icing. It went off the left pad of Dunn. Johnson overskates it. He's got trouble. He's got two frozen side skaters on him, but he button hooks away a couple of times and finds his defense partner. Hard pass ahead. And David Bannister will dump it in the left corner. Centering pass broken up by Groves. He'll clear it out. Bashkin coming off the bench. He turns it over. Alabama will have a chance. Kioskrin stepping in off the mask again of Dunn. Second shot off the mask of the Tendy. Bashkin will dump in to the right of Haggett. Kioskrin with a nice turn. He's played a nice game this evening. Nothing to show for it on the score sheet, but and you can see he's huffing and puffing each time going back to the bench, but he's made an impact every time he's out there. Groves with the shot that's paddled away by Dunn. In the corner there's Grayson Heckel, but Bradley Burton escapes with it. Burton loses control of the puck. Kodor and now Heckel were harassing him. Class bumped into by the man of the hour. The hat trick for Reese Legault. He's made the difference. Costin tried to toe drag, but Kodor poked it away, and now it's going to be a race that it's going to be won, but done. Well done by Nikolai Dunn there. Saves the breakaway. Here's Kravis cutting in. Saved by Haggett. Second chance opportunity knifed away. We're going to have some rush opportunities here. Alvarez, deep slot. Here come the Frozen Tide. They might have a 2-on-0. Dunn comes way out of the net once again, and he'll fling it out. He's run into a little bit by Hanshaw. He's giving him the business a little bit, flexing the blocker at him. Well played there by Nikolai Dunn. .81 seconds to go here in the second period. Camden shut on the faceoff with Dominic O'Neill. Kioskrin is going to throw it in the direction of Richie Glenke, but he can't find him, so it's going to be an icing. Glenke disagrees with the call, but it looked like he did tie. With Jonathan Scott, the defenseman in pursuit, and that's what constitutes an icing. Tie goes to the defenseman. You have to beat him. So many linesmen have told me. Kioskrin. Who has similar ice time to all the linesmen that have been. He has not been off the ice much, but he's still skating well. He skates the puck out. Here's Glenke on the left wing. He's going to try and find Kioskrin, but that was knifed away by Jonathan Scott. They might have a 3-on-2 here. Here's Camden Shutt. Right wing shot. He misses the far side blocker. Leo Kodor. He gets it ahead, and Kioskrin's going to have a breakaway. This guy won't stop skating. Kioskrin scores. What an effort by Matthew Kioskrin. Out of gas. But he finds his way to the net and scores. The shutout bid for Dunn is over. And Alabama's back in this thing. 33 seconds to go. Only down a pair. Win or lose, you'd have to consider Kioskrin as one of the 3 stars of this game. He has given absolutely everything for his team today. And has given them an opportunity to win despite being heavily outplayed here in the middle frame. Alabama looking for one last chance, perhaps. It comes in front. What a big save by Dunn. It's still loose in front of him. Puck's still loose. What an opportunity there for Bama in the final 15. Looks like Dunn made a big save on either Glenke or Heckel. One could say the tide has turned a bit. Alabama gets one to get within two as we head to our second intermission. 3-1 here from the Huntsville Ice Sports Center. The 2025 Veterans Cup semifinal number 1. We'll be back in just a moment. About ready to go here for the third period of semifinal one, the 2025 Veterans Cup here from Huntsville, Alabama. Alabama with a late goal, able to pick up some momentum, make this a little bit more of an interesting third period. Very short bench for the Frozen Tide. Uphill battle for sure, but if they can continue their late charge, put some pressure on what's been a shaky goaltender of late, Nikolai Dunn, we could see an interesting finish here. I'm going to give a special shout out to Jeff Januszewski, watching at home, watching his grandson in Chicago. Thinking about you. Glad to have you watching the stream, and all of you watching the stream. Whether you're watching friends, family, or just love the sport of hockey, it's great to have you. Here comes Alabama. Thomas Hanshaw up the left wing side. He's bumped off, and Ronson will take it now. He'll flip it to his line mate, Chris Scott, nearly with the toe drag. He'll do a backhand flip in that's intercepted. And O'Neill gives to Couture. Up the right wing side, Couture into the crest of Dunn. He juggled it, but he's able to melt it down, and we get our first whistle of the period. O'Neill on the face-off win. Class with a shot that's deflected and goes off a part of the ceiling here at the Huntsville Ice Sports Center. I'm telling you, we are going to get a puck off of the disco ball at center ice. I vote that we continue playing hockey here this weekend until we get a ball off the disco ball. Class off the face-off. We'll get it to Couture. Pecora spars with him, and he's going to get that puck all the way down, and that's going to be an icing. 50 seconds gone in the final period. You can sense a little bit of extra urgency here from Alabama. And the choppy pace with more whistles will certainly favor the Tide with the shorter bench. A lot of their skaters seeing a ton of a lot of ice time here tonight. They don't really have a choice, unfortunately. Groves will try a centering pass, and the Owls escape, and Foster will dump it in deep on Haggett, who will freeze it. He had trouble with a bouncing puck, but he stuck a fork in it. Left wing face-off, Mason Foster for Kennesaw, and Zach Groves, who wins it for Alabama. Bradley Burton. Shoulders with his man, Grayson Heckel, and it's going to be offside there. A lot of face-offs early in this period, but again, I think if you're Alabama, you don't mind that. Slow the pace down. More time for the legs to rest. Here's Kioskrin, who dumps in. Sousa can't field it, and so Dunn will stop it. Fresh troops hop over the bench for Alabama, but the officials are going to turn them back here. The change was too late for their liking. So here's Groves on the faceoff again. He's going to win it forward for himself. He goes in with Sousa. Scott has it taken away from him by Heckel. Kioskrin flashing on the backside. A shot nearly tipped in, and the rebound scores. Grayson Heckel. Alabama with one late in the second, early in the third, and we've got a game here, folks. 3-2 with 18:21 to go. Don't go away yet, folks. Here comes Legault with 3 goals already. Big pad save by Haggett. Centering pass in the slot, knifed away. Here comes Alabama. Hanshaw will tip in deep. Couture has it taken away from him by Costin. That puck hits a stanchion and will deflect out. No signal for offside. It looked like that puck did come out. And this one will be signaled offside as KSU will now tag up. Kioshkarin has it in stride. He gets around Legault. He falls down, no penalty coming. O'Neal swaggers by, takes a hit from Legault. Kioshkarin tries to center. And now Legault will step away. He could have a 2-on-1. Tipped away from him. Alabama on the return. Kodor with a shot. Tipped off the left leg of Hudson Bashkin. This one settled down now by Christian Souza. Long pass ahead that doesn't connect with Chris Scott. Haggett will play it ahead. And now a shot wide of Haggett. Kioshkarin will try a Hail Mary pass. Looked like Ty Simpson out there. Groves in the 20 line. Heckel, Glenke, and Groves. Kioshkarin in the far corner. He circles around and evades the check of Chris Scott. Puck tipped in by Zach Groves. He'll get in first ahead of Nolan Porcello. Groves, he tries a back pass. Unable to handle it was Glenke. Otherwise, he had a wide open net. Here's Groves. Tries a centering pass. He's checked off of it. Long shift for this line for Kennesaw State. They're going to try to get it deep, but they can't. Here's a breakaway chance. It's Glenke. He's in. Glove save. Done. Snapped it out of the air. Richie Glenke had a chance to tie this game at 3. And speaking of Richie Glenke, want to mention again, watching from Chicago is grandfather Joe Januszewski. Thank you for watching, Mr. Januszewski. Your son just had a heck of a chance, and I'm sure if he gets it again, he won't make any mistakes about that one. That one picked clean out of the air by Nikolai Dunn. And both goalies are playing very well despite their shoddy numbers on the season. Very competitive. You almost wonder what it would look like if Alabama had a full bench. Paddle saved there by Dunn. Foster with a return pass. Here's Nolte. He gets it ahead to Foster, who can't control it. Miscommunication there between Pecora and Foster. Foster just flicks it in deep. This puck played by Haggett. Class comes in, and Coder will try and clear it out of his own zone. He can't. The puck stays in, but KSU circled back out to the neutral zone. Hanshaw cannot handle this one. And now KSU starting to hem in Alabama a little bit. Ashton Nolte to Owen Foster. Nolte run into there. And a 2-on-1 advantage along the boards. And that one was shrugged off there by Luke Haggett. Here comes Codor with a nice turn. This line stuck out there for a little bit by Alabama. I think if you're Kennesaw State, as this puck goes into the bench, if you're Kennesaw State, you want to do more of that. Possess the puck, force long shifts for every single skater on the Alabama bench, as they have to be running on fumes here with the bench as short as it is. And we're harping on this point, folks, because it is pertinent to the cause. The legs starting to get heavy at this point of the game, and the longer those shifts get, the more difficult it'll be to continue on. And Alabama's going to go to the power play here. We're going to get a trip here on Jeffrey Thomas as he took down Zach Groves at the skates. And so Alabama, once trailed 3-0, has clawed back to make it a 3-2 game, and now they go on the power play with 14:26 to go, and that's the final period of regulation. Dominic O'Neill on the faceoff. He wins it. Kioskren with a turn. He still holds it. He's going to quarterback this power play. Kioskren, he wants to shoot it. He snaps it. He scores. Kioskren. What an effort by Matthew Kioskren, his second goal of the game. Alabama has come from 3-0 down to tie it. 14:15 to go. The game is square. Wow. We start anew. KSU puts out the top line to try and take momentum back. Costin, centering pass, hit the side of the net, and Alabama retakes control of possession. Hanshaw behind the back of the net. Haggett trying to interfere with Legault. Not a bad idea. The young man has 3 goals on the night. Him and Kioskren tussle for first star, but enough of that. Here's O'Neill with a centering pass. Codor, big save. The rebound is still loose, and the officials whistle play down. The puck was still loose. And I believe it was because either the net came off or the strap popped off on the goalie mask of Nikolai Dunn. But a dangerous chance there, manufactured by Kioskren. Once again, Mr. Everything right now for Alabama. The pace has continued to be choppy in this third period, which again favors Alabama. Bumped off the puck there was Grayson Heckel by Legault, who has played physically, as has Kravitz. Here comes Legault on his backhand. He chips it to the front. Haggett steers it away, and the puck's cleared out of there. A lot of physical play away from the puck. Officials, and here's a chance here. Oh, and cleaned out there and shoved down was Glenke by Kravitz. And now it's going to be offside. Physical play really amping up here the last few shifts. And more talking and posturing in between the two benches. Can't afford to take any costly penalties with the score tied. So much at stake for both of these teams who need to claw back in and win games against teams that will be on the bubble around the time Nationals circles back around. So this, don't want to call it a must-win, but it looks like it for both squads right now. Can't afford to take a foolish penalty. Kioskren with a shot that hit his own man O'Neill. Hanshaw, far side. He gets it back to O'Neill, centering pass. Kennesaw State running all around. Here's O'Neill to the front of the net. His shot blocked. It's still in the low slot. KSU takes it away now, and now Scott with a step. Chris Scott bumped off by Kioskren. And now the Tide swarm him. 2-on-1 scrum there. And Alabama comes away with it. No icing here. Joseph Alvarez. We took under 12 minutes to go here in the final period. Joe Alvarez with Richie Glenke on him. He's got to get rid of the puck. Glenke takes it away from him. Coming by was his defense partner. Kioskren can't hold that one in. He dumps it back in though. Groves is on it. Burton chases after him. Groves centering pass. Kioskren takes it wide on the blocker side. Groves centering pass. Knifed away. Groves tries to get it to Glenke. It's cut off by Pecora. Pecora off the glass and out. Sam Glass behind his own net. He gets tied up with Owen Foster and now Nolte. Alabama just trying to get the puck out, and Kioskren will skate it as he has the entire game. Centering pass, Groves with a shot into the paraphernalia of Dunn with a man in his kitchen. Grayson Heckel. The 20s line doing their thing in this period. It seems like they've sparked a lot of the energy for the Frozen Tide. As we continue on. Maybe it was the mention of his grandpa watching at home in Chicago. Mr. Januszewski, we're thinking about you, and we appreciate you watching at home. Hopefully we're doing a good enough job for you to follow along and see your grandson play a very valiant effort here with a short bench. Only 10 skaters for the Frozen Tide. And this line has been out there for the majority of this third period. And they're doing a fantastic job getting the Tide back into it. Skating back in is Sam Glass. Slapper steered aside by the right pad of Dunn. Kodor back to Groves, who stays on even though the rest of his line changed. Kodor's shot deflected to the near boards. Hanshaw in the right corner. Here comes Kravis, the Owl captain. In the offensive zone, right pad saved by Haggett. Reese Legault, 3 goals in the game. He'd love to get one more. But here comes Kodor. He gets his pass, deflects off the skate of O'Neill. So it goes all the way down and deep. O'Neill tries to center. No one there. In fact, it was Kravis. So Kravis takes away. Kravis taken down, and it's going to be a penalty on the Frozen Tide. It's going to be Leo Kodor going to the box and KSU on the power play. A trip on Kotor. Key moment in this game here. Owls with the power play after losing all momentum and a 3-goal lead have a chance to take the lead right back. Nolte has the puck skip under his stick. Kennesaw seized control with 3 goals by Reese Legault in the span of 5 minutes in the early goings of the second period. Really controlled that period and could have stretched the lead to maybe 4 or 5. Haggett closed the door. 1 late goal by the Tide in the second seemed to open the door back for a potential comeback. And here we are square at 3. But KSU on the power play with a chance to nullify that bid. Here's Owen Foster. He gets it back to the point where Chris Scott is. He banks it along the point. There's a man open in front. Foster will take it. His shot into the glove of Haggett. Halfway through the tripping minor to Leo Kodor. Shots 34-26 in favor of Alabama. Hard to fault the goaltenders on any of these in particular. I believe they've performed admirably. Here's KSU controlling off the face-off. They had Kravis in the bumper slot, but he couldn't handle the pass. Kravis dishes off to Souza. He's going to pass it to the far side. Handled now by Costin, the freshman. Gives it over to Kravis. Right wing. He holds. Not in a shooting position just yet. He gives it back to Costin. A lot of right-handed shooters out there. Costin's shot is blocked by Groves. And Groves will wait and clear it down. He takes a check from Costin. But I believe he'll take that any day of the week. Take a hit to make a play, especially in a tie hockey game. On the penalty kill, here's Legault, snaps it far side on the glove side of Haggett. Legault, the lone left-hand shooter on this power play. He'll walk in. He snaps it off, and Haggett did not see where that shot had gone. It's unfortunate it missed the net. Kravis has it lost on his feet, so he'll dump it back to Reese Legault with Kodor on him. He dishes back to Kravis. Kravis charging through the neutral zone. Right wing side, snapshot, blocker save by Haggett. He stopped everything he's seen here in the third period. Now a hard charge to the net by David Bannister. And a nice powerful move there by the freshman from Ackworth. After the power play didn't yield the goal. And an offensive zone face-off here for the Owls. 6:49 to go in regulation time. Burton with a shot that hit traffic in front. Kioshkarin still with enough gas to skate this puck through into the offensive zone. He comes in on his backhand. Centering pass, poke checked away by Dunn. Bannister on O'Neill. Bannister, one of these players in the bottom six that hasn't seen much ice time, with the fresh legs against Alabama skaters that have been forced to play a ton of ice time. Maybe Coach Stevenson leaning on these guys to have the extra juice here in the final minutes. Here's Nolte. Kioshkarin laboring to get back on this. Hard to fault him with the amount of ice time he's played, and not just the ice time, but the energy he's had to expend. Here's a hard snapshot off the lettering of Haggett and went off the top of the net on the rebound chance. It was Pecora. Nice pass there by Grayson Heckel. Thomas Hanshaw, he escapes a check. Hanshaw in, glove save by Dunn. Didn't look like there was any room there on the glove side. He shot it there anyways, maybe just to get a face-off. Not a bad move for the Frozen Tide. Zach Groves taking another key face-off. And he wins it ahead for the second time in this period. KSU controls though. Johnston battling with Groves. And now Glenke with Grayson Heckel there as well. The 20s line. The roaring 20s, if you will. They'd be roaring if they got another one, potentially the game winner, with the final 5 minutes closely approaching. Here's Nolte snapping a shot, he scores! Haggett could not see that one, and it beat him on the glove side, and KSU retakes the lead. The assistant captain, Ashton Nolte. Sent to the dressing room late in the 9-2 defeat against Georgia last night. Snaps the go-ahead goal with just over 5 minutes remaining here in regulation. O'Neal wins it forward. Can the Tide dig deep and mount another comeback? Gas tank has to be nearing empty if it's not there already. Johnston rims it around. Shutt cuts it off. Here's Kodor taking it on his backhand. Kodor centers it into the paint. Scott there to rescue. Alabama on it though. This time Scott will clear to the neutral zone. Class ahead. Kotor snaps it to Dominic O'Neal with a cut back there at the blue line. Bronson ties him up. KSU takes it. Scott with just another soft clear in the neutral zone, and they'll get fresh troops on. As the top line will come out here. Kravis can't keep that puck in. And they're going to force Alabama to go 200 feet, which will certainly be a much more difficult task at this point of the game than in the first period. Heck of an effort here, even with the short bench from Alabama. Obviously, they want to get the win. Haggett makes a glove save on Costin. "27 saves tonight for Haggett. So he's staring down the barrel at another potential loss on the record. Face-off incoming. Groves and Kravis. Tie up there in front of the net. Glass and Legault. Legault snaps it off the left pad of Haggett. Coming in is Kravis. He tries to center, but that was pawed out of the air by Kioskren, and that's going to be a hand pass. Which is still illegal in a stoppage of play in the defensive zone in the college ranks. So if you're wondering that at home, why they would whistle down a hand pass in the defensive zone, that is still the case under this rule set. Owen Foster on the faceoff with Pecora in a shooting position behind him, but Groves wins the faceoff cleanly. Kioskren clears, and now he's cleared for takeoff. Another rush here. Kioskren, what a move. Kioskren is in. What a save. The cartwheeling save by Nikolai Dunn. He looked like Dominic Hasek. Pecora beats out icing. A heck of an individual effort there by Kioskren as he was vying for the hat trick. Burton behind the net with Grayson Heckel on him. Burton spinning. Tried to get it to his defense partner who's not there. Kioskren tried to keep it onside. It was not though. Barking with the linesman, trying to make his case for that being an onside play, but I don't believe he's going to win that argument. And Alabama is going to take their time out here. give an opportunity to their troops gain some last-second wind. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this contest. Heck of a battle here in the third period. 2 goals by Alabama to tie it at 3. KSU answered with a goal from Ashton Nolte. Ashton Nolte's third of the season. Has 20 penalty minutes to go with it. As we have an opportunity with this stoppage, I want to thank all of the men and women who have served our country. You've helped keep our country free, and if there's any proper way to show our appreciation, I don't think we'll ever truthfully make it up to those men and women, but we put on this Veterans Cup to honor those men and women, and we thank you. And here we go with the last 2.5 minutes. Put on a heck of a contest here, but we may not be done yet. Class puts it to open area. He's going to skate after it. Porcello chips it away from him. Class fans on his shot, and it's cleared out by Kennesaw State. Dumped right back in. Class jumps in. Heckel gets it back to Groves behind the net. He tries to center. It's at the Glenkey. Here's Class, snaps a shot. Groves colliding in front. Here's Heckel. Can't get the pass away on his backhand. One more opportunity. Here's Groves, shot blocked. Huge shot block there from Kennesaw State, as that pass found its way to an open Groves, or so it seemed. But the ever-present stick of the Kennesaw State defenseman, I didn't catch who it was, but it was a dangerous scoring opportunity. 90 seconds remaining, and the goaltender out. So it'll be 6 attackers on for Alabama. It's go time here. 34 saves for Nikolai Dunn, vying for his 4th win of the year. Here comes Sam Glass. His shot blocked by Reese Legault. Kept in. Here's Burton behind the net. He'll rim it around. Kioshkarin ties up Costin. And the puck comes out. Sam Glass will get it to Groves through the middle of the ice. Groves looks for an outlet. Legault tries to cut off O'Neill there. And he will. Burton bumped into by Couture. Here's Groves. Roughing it up. Here's Couture. Right circle, the shot off a man. And it comes out of play. You see Alabama skaters hunched over, gasping for air. Have to wonder if they have enough in the tank. Do they have a reserve? We'll find out here on this next faceoff. It's O'Neill on the faceoff for the Frozen Tide. 52 seconds remaining. O'Neill wins it clean. Class with a shot. He misses on the glove side of Dunn. Kioshkarin keeps it in, gets it to Groves. He tries to center. That's knocked away. And here's Groves around the backside of the net. Under 40 to go. Class backhands it deeper. Hanshaw gets it to Couture. They're cycling along the net. The centering pass in front, still loose there. Dunn able to get his glove down on it, and the whistles come. Class was fishing at the loose puck, but the puck was not loose, and that draws the ire of Kennesaw State. So good possession for the Frozen Tide. But not many pucks funneled to the net. 24 seconds remaining in this contest. O'Neill loses the faceoff. Here's Burton. Run into there. Here's Groves. He gets a pass to O'Neill. He snaps a shot into the glove of Dunn, who freezes and holds it there. Almost a taunt, the right-handed O'Neal, like I gotcha. 15 seconds remaining. Another draw to the corner. Class to Kioskren, into the glove again. Glove hand coming up huge in the dying seconds here for Dunn. Alabama pouring everything at the KSU goaltender, looking for redemption after last night's poor effort. O'Neal one more time on the faceoff, this time against Kravis. He wins it clean. Kioskren gets it far side, but it's deflected away by Costin. That'll just about do it. Empty net, scores. Will Costin in the empty net. 5-3 Kennesaw State, and that'll do it. Will Costin deflected the shot away, and it looks like they're just going to run the clock here, and we'll make this a final. 5-3 Kennesaw State. Heck of an effort from Alabama. Matthew Kioskren, one of the stars of the game, certainly. Heck of an effort. Rees Legault, 3 goals. Nikolai Dunn with several huge saves down the stretch. And Kennesaw State will move on to the Veterans Cup Championship game tomorrow afternoon. Alabama will play in the 3rd place game. We'll wait to see who will face against who in our College Hockey South Game of the Week. Up next, Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders and the Tennessee Ice Vols. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm your man Dan here. Mackenzie Culp on the camera. Thank you all for listening.